People are having fun over there. Troublemakers. Okay, folks, we're going to get going. Guest of honor, Connie. Hi. I'll call you up shortly. So welcome, everybody. If you could take your seats or stand where you're going to stand, that would be great. So for the viewing audience across the globe watching us today, I'm Lydia Conley. I'm the president and CEO of the Association for Behavioral Healthcare. And before we get going with the formal program, I'd like to acknowledge some good friends who are here with us tonight. So I know I saw Jim Kramer from the Bureau of Substance Addiction Services. Thank you very much, Jim, for coming. Bob Mills, who's president of the Recovery Homes Collaborative and also an ABH board member. Bob, thank you. Elizabeth Betty Funk, who is the past president and CEO of MHSACM, ABH's predecessor organization. Betty hired both Connie and myself. Vic DeGravio, who's the past ABH president and CEO, he kept both Connie and myself on team. And members of Connie's family who've been able to join. So I see Anna Farrington over there. Anna, we're so glad that you were able to join us. And so later we're going to be hearing from Chuck Ngolia, who's president and CEO of the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, and Nancy Paul, who's ABH's clerk and also CEO of STAR, and then from Connie herself. So we're very excited about that. And so now we're going to get going. So for those of you who are with us on Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are in the room, we are so thrilled to be here in person with you, so thank you very much. Regardless of how you're joining us tonight, we are all here to celebrate the impactful career of a truly amazing person, Connie Peters. I first met Connie in 2001 when Betty Funk, our then president and CEO, had the wisdom to bring Connie on board as the vice president of addiction services. Connie had a background in housing and community services. She had worked for the State Department of Mental Health and the former Housing Secretariat. So she came to ABH and she immediately started advocating for substance use disorder treatment and recovery services, and she never stopped. Connie's career achievements, I think you all know, have left a lasting impact in Massachusetts. She spearheaded the Massachusetts Coalition on Addiction Services. She brought together at least a dozen advocacy organizations to strengthen support for funding for BSAS supported addiction treatment and recovery services. And so I'm very proud on her behalf for this fact. The BSAS budget has increased 265% since Connie took over that coalition. Amazing work, Connie. It's really very stunning. Congratulations, and congratulations to us all for her work. We're going to hear from Chuck Ngolia. As I mentioned, Connie has been a national leader when she was the president of the then state addictions, the State Association of Addiction Services. Connie very skillfully led the merger of that organization into the National Council, and that has benefited us all. As a colleague to ABH staff, Connie is reliable and relentless. So last night at 7 o'clock, Connie was sending in rate comments to our partners in state government. So she's working for you. She's also a very strong internal advocate for members. When Connie already staffs a very large number of committees at ABH, yet when co-occurring enhanced residential services came online, Connie advocated internally for a committee to support members, even though she would be staffing that committee. So that's just who Connie is. She's advocating to support our members. And apart from all of her achievements, Connie is one of the most interesting people that you will ever meet. Her father was a preacher, and it really imbued Connie with her core values that include respect and love for all, particularly those who need it the most. And that's comes through in every interaction you have with Connie. She raised a family as a very young woman. While living all over the world, she's been helping to raise the next generation of her family. And Connie has literally been through fire and through rain, and you would never know it. She is an exceptional professional, and as I think about Connie, she's the embodiment of grace. And I am certainly not the only one who thinks this. You may know that we have created an online memory book for Connie. In reviewing the submissions, there are some themes about Connie's zealous advocacy, her leadership, and her values. And I'm going to read from a couple. People can read these online, but these are just emblematic of what people think about Connie. So this first one is from a national leader in the addiction space. Connie, congratulations on really a legacy and a body of work that you can look back on and be proud of. There are so many people in the Commonwealth and in the nation that have benefited as a result of your work and your advocacy. I am very proud and grateful to have had the opportunity to work with you. from one of our senior board leaders. It's been a pleasure to collaborate with you over the years on an extraordinary number of issues and concerns faced by the addiction treatment community. Your strong voice at the state and national level was heard. You have truly made a difference in your advocacy for both ABH member organizations as well as the individuals we serve. Your empathy and compassion are admirable. You will be truly missed. From one of our state agency partners, a leader there, you have taught and challenged a generation of policymakers, regulators, and providers to be thoughtful and creative in articulating challenges and developing solutions in sincere collaboration. Connie's collaboration goes everywhere because from one of our managed care plan partners, I have appreciated your honest and transparent communication style coupled with genuine kindness that you bring to the table, allowing us to work through difficult issues even when the inevitable tension arises between payer and provider advocates. And then from a provider, your passion for helping others has always been clear, whether you were advocating for client services, business processes, fair wages for our staff, or any other of the multitude of issues you've worked on over the years. The provider then continues, your example helped me transition from a clinician to a leader and advocate and helped me see that there are many ways that you can help those in need. And then finally, from the current BSAS director, you are thoughtful, compassionate, and a true advocate. And that literally could have come from anyone. Connie, there are dozens of people who commented on your memory book, and it is very clear that you are leaving a tremendous professional legacy. So for those of you who are in the room or online who haven't had the opportunity to do so, we would encourage you to look at the memory book, leave a congratulatory comment or video or a photo of Connie. Connie's going to be provided the book after the event, so it's not too late to do that. So the link was included in the invitation, and it's also being added in the chat on Facebook. So we strongly encourage you to do that. So Connie, we're very proud of you. That said, it is now my great pleasure to introduce Charles Chuck Ngolia, who is President and CEO of the National Council for Mental Wellbeing. Chuck leads the National Council's charge to ensure that people living with mental illness and substance use disorders have access to comprehensive, high-quality care that affords every opportunity for recovery. I love that line, Chuck. He does that in partnership with more than 3,200 National Council members, which includes all ABH members, yay, who serve more than 10 million individuals nationwide. He has about 30 years of experience in the field that have made him an excellent advocate. And I would just say, if you are familiar with the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic Initiative, you can thank Chuck Ngolia for that. So, Chuck.
Well, what a pleasure it is to be here tonight to congratulate and welcome Connie into retirement and to thank her for her many years of service. Now, I am not as lucky as most of you. I've only known Connie since the merger of SAS and the National Council. And I remember our then CEO, Linda Rosenberg, being very eloquent that that would not have happened without Connie's steady hand, determination, and leadership. And I think it's so emblematic of the things that Lydia was talking about. You know, what do we say the true leadership definition is? To influence, inspire, and help others become their best selves, to build their skills, and to achieve their goals along the way. And Connie does that not just for other people, but for our systems, for the people who rely on us for support, for intervention, and for hope. And I know that this is motivated by her deep commitment to helping people. Just last week, I got an email from Connie saying, have you happened to see this Federal Register notice, and will you be submitting comments? And we said, of course we will. So I was thinking, like, how would I describe Connie? You know, determined, committed, forceful, compassionate, thoughtful. Always, in many ways. And I want to say you've also helped the National Council grow and become better. Just yesterday, I was having conversations with Faces and Voices of Recovery. I have a weekly phone call with the National Association of State Alcohol and Drug Abuse Directors. We have regular collaborations with NAR, with ATOD, and ASAM, and I'm going to be at the NAATP conference next week. And all because of the vision that you brought, the nudge, the gentle nudge that you gave, always gentle, And just thank you, Connie, from the bottom of my heart, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that people who need care can get it, that it's high quality. I know that's what motivates you. It's what motivates the National Council and all of you. Thank you for everything, and what a pleasure it is to be here tonight, and I can't wait to hear more stories about you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chuck. ABH Board Chair Bruce Byrd is unable to be here tonight, but we have an outstanding understudy. It is my pleasure to introduce Nancy Paul, who's clerk of the ABH Board and CEO of STAR, one of our many exceptional SUD treatment providers. Nancy.
So I'm short. Connie, I am so honored to be asked to speak, and this is sort of a bittersweet occasion. Connie and I are on similar paths towards retirement, and in the past few weeks, with the reality coming due, I started looking at research because I'm a research nut, and I started looking about life transitions and how people cope with new beginnings in life. But most of the research is about new beginnings rather than foreseeable endings that Connie and I are about to experience. I finally found a 2019 article based on a series of studies which introduced a concept of a well-rounded ending. And that's defined as an ending marked by a proper sense of closure. The researchers said an ending is well-rounded if the person feels that she has done everything she could have done, that they have completed something to the fullest, that all loose ends have been tied up. Well, in our field, that probably will never happen. But the authors demonstrated that a well-rounded ending facilitates higher positive effect, fewer regrets, and easier transitions into the next phase of life. Overall, the researchers concluded that it helps people create a clean slate to more effectively move on with the upcoming phase. And Connie, I hope this day helps you achieve that. And here's my contribution to your well-rounded ending. I have always looked up to you, Connie. You have been such an advocate for our field and for most of all, our clients. You have always been calm, which everyone who knows me is laughing about that. But a persistent advocate for change. And what I came to know about you, Connie, was that you would stealthily ask questions that would bring the bureaucracy along to a space where we providers wanted them to be. And you just did it so calmly. And you are also a fountain of knowledge. If my staff or I had a question that needed to be answered, our first thought was, call Connie. She will know. And when you didn't know, you told us you didn't know, and you went out and researched it until we got the information that we needed, and we knew it was going to be accurate. You have been an influencer, and you have moved the field to understand that addiction and mental health issues are often bound together and needed to be treated together. Well, today it seems commonplace, but when you took this issue on, there was great division and great concern that combining the health issues would create winners and losers in the provider space. But you knew it was the right thing to do, and you got it done. And our clients here in Massachusetts and across the country have really benefited, and this is due to you, Connie. Personally, you have overcome so many health issues, and again, you persevered. In a day when my own children don't report to work because they have a headache, you overcame severe health problems, and despite it all, you stayed on top of everything, all the issues of the day. Your strength and courage and your goodness of heart and sense of duty is unparalleled. Speaking of duty, your love of and support of family through life's ups and downs is unmatched. What most people would give to have such a person in their family circle, I want a Connie in my family circle, and you are beloved. Your new beginnings take you to a new home and a new place. I wish you health and time to pursue your personal passions and time with family. Connie, know that you always have a fan base that hopes you stay in touch as you move on with your upcoming life phase. And know, when you get tired of the cold in Western Mass, you have a bed and bath waiting for you in Naples, Florida, when you come to visit. Thank you, Connie, for all you have done. I can't thank you enough. So, Connie, do you want to come up? We have some citations. This is from the governor for Connie Peters. On behalf of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am pleased to confer upon you the governor's citation in recognition of your 21 years of dedicated service as the Vice President for Addiction Services at the Association for Behavioral Health. The Commonwealth commends your leadership on addiction treatment and your advocacy to ensure the expansion of behavioral health services.
That's excellent. Thank you so much.
So this is from the Senate President. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Connie Peters in recognition of your contribution to the field of behavioral health care on the occasion of your retirement after 21 years. And be it further known that the Massachusetts State Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to on a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate.
Thank you.
And we also have one more that is not here, but it's from the House. And let's see if I can find it in my paperwork, because I made a copy. So the House citation says, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives, be it hereby known that to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincere congratulations to Connie Peters in recognition of her 21 years of service and dedication to the addiction services at the Association of Behavioral Health Care. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. So
There's more, Connie. Thank you, Nancy. So, Connie, we consulted with your family on what might be an appropriate gift after 20 years with an organization. And so here you can...
Didn't say a bottle of scotch.
Mandy actually suggested that. So now you can awkwardly open it.
Oh, all right. My family consultant? Yes, this is my lovely daughter, Anna Farrington, over here. Oh. What? Oh, thank you so much.
So it's a watch, which I understand is trending to be a retirement gift yet again. So,
But I didn't hit 50 years yet.
yeah, exactly. So,
Oh, thank you.
yes, congratulations, Connie. Be
Absolutely.
careful skydiving now that you'll have time to do that, or rock climbing without. So thank you very much for everything that you've done for
Lydia,
ABA.
thank you. All right, see what I can do here.
Yeah, okay. Take it away, Connie.
Oh, my goodness. I decided I like this party. I need to do this more often. There's, needless to say, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I might say here tonight, and especially with Vic and Betty here and all my good friends from the field. First of all, I thank you for risking your life to come here tonight during the pandemic. I'm impressed that so many came out, so thank you so much. And Chuck, thank you so much for those kind words. And Nancy, of course. I will be down to Naples. My friend's in West Palm Beach, so stop by and visit her on the way. So what I really want to say tonight is that how grateful I am that I was hired by Betty Funk into this job, and how grateful I am to have worked for such wonderful leaders like Betty and Vic and now Lydia. They all bring their own personalities and skills and talents to the table, and it's just been such a pleasure working for people who have allowed me to, one, do my job. Having worked in state government, I know how hard it is to get anything done, and yet at ABH, I definitely had the support of everyone in moving an agenda forward on many fronts. And ABH is such a well-known, highly respected organization. It has just been incredible for me to have the opportunity to have spent 21 years there in the building in Natick, which is better than the bowels of DMH at the Lindemann. But all of you are just such an incredible group of people, and I'm always impressed by in all my committee meetings and meeting with all your staffs, and the total dedication that so many people have to working with people with, substance use and mental health and co-occurring disorders. I always find it amazing what brings people into this field. I know why or how I got here, but I just think it's incredible that we have such an amazing. It's a large group of people and who are just so dedicated. I know that we have so many problems going on right now because of COVID-19, and programs have been struggling throughout the whole pandemic, but you're all still here. I think. Well, we haven't lost any, have we? Not that I know of. And it's just amazing. I'm impressed with all of you for what you do every day. I know how hard these jobs are, and I just can't thank you all enough for being here tonight to honor me and the work that I've done. Yes, I have to mention the merger. Those were certainly some interesting days back then. And Linda kind of told me the same thing, that she didn't think anyone else could have pulled that off but me, which was incredibly flattering to me to have negotiated that. And to be quite truthful, that was when President Obama was in office. And my goal was to make the merger happen before we lost Obama out of the office. And so that was a real driving force. But it was definitely the SAS members from the other states that were in the State Association for Addiction Services. There was a lot of reluctance and very hard feelings about the field of mental health. All the time I spent at DMH, which was a long time ago now, but we talked about co-occurring disorders all the time. There were committees after committees and plans after plans, and nothing ever happened. We never really got to having some core co-occurring services. And then under Vic, we were able to make that happen because of the money from the waiver. I'm not going to get into that, but it's really been amazing that I can't remember how much money we were able to garner for that initiative, but we made it happen. And I have Vic to thank for that, because he really took charge of that. The other one is the medications in prisons and jails. That was, I remember Michael Botticelli always wanting to do that, but nobody could ever make it happen. And but under Vic's leadership, again, we were able to push that through. I don't think he was I know the governor wasn't very happy about it, because Vic told me. But it's such a huge step forward to have that happen, and I'm proud to have been a part of that. The coalition, I saw Mary Ann Frangulis. I haven't had a chance to give her a hug or anything yet, but the coalition has just been incredible. I would go to the State House with several members of the coalition. We scheduled all our meetings, and we all planned our budget in advance, and I always started my meetings with a joke back then, and that was about the field of addiction treatment, is that there was so little money, and that's how I was able to grow the pot so big, because it started out so low. But the joke is the addiction treatment system, basically they circle the wagons and shoot at each other than working together, because there was so little money in addiction treatment that it was, the BSAS budget was basically all earmarks. Everybody just got their programs earmarked, and there was not a cohesion to it. And I think the system's come a long way. Nobody, honestly, you all know this, nobody does anything by themselves. It always depends on so many other people coming on board with you to make things happen. And I'm so glad I was able to work with the coalition. I wanted to announce the coalition just accepted the Western Mass Providers, Addiction Treatment Providers Association into our coalition, and the Massachusetts Black Alcohol and Addiction Counselors Association. Leah Randolph is the president of that now, and with Mary Ann's connections to Leah and her organization, we are going to add them to our coalition. I'm very excited about that. It's long overdue. So the office staff, I always equated working at ABH as like being with my family. I come from a family of 7 kids, 6 girls and a boy, and we always had about 7 people in the office, counting Ellen, who, as you know, is in and out of the office. But it always felt like a family to me, and that family still sustains through this time. And we have all these wonderful new staff at ABH right now: Carmel Craig, Megan Thompson, Meg Soka, Abby Kim, and of course Ellen. It's just been incredible working with all of them. We have a very smart crew on board. Lydia is an excellent leader, very knowledgeable. It's just been a real pleasure. I'm serious, Lydia. Working with you. She's incredibly smart. I'm very comfortable leaving at this time, because I know ABH is in good hands, and because all you wonderful people are still here. So Sarah Hartman, my good friend and buddy, Betty Funk. I was thinking just the other night about Rosemary serving us tea in the afternoon. I'm going, Lydia doesn't do that, I can tell you that. She won't even let us replace Rosemary. I'm sorry, Betty?
She was untrainable.
Oh. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I thank you all so much for coming. I'm just so happy and really appreciate you all being here. So thank you all so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And I have to wear a mask because I am immunosuppressed, as you know. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you, Connie.
All right. Anything else?
No,
Are we done? Oh, great. Excellent. Thank you.
And one of the best things about Connie is there'll be no tears, so I appreciate that. So thank you all very much. Connie, just another round of applause for 21 amazing years and the legacy that you're leaving in the field. So before we end formally and log off of Facebook Live, I just want to thank everyone who attended tonight, either virtually or in person in the room. Thank you so much, including our partners in state government and our advocacy partners. I want to thank Chuck Ngolia, MVP, for flying in from the Capitol to help us celebrate. I want to thank Nancy Paul for flying in from Fall River. Really appreciate that. The ABH staff, Carmel Craig, Megan Thompson, Abby Kim, Meg Soka, and Ellen Caliendo for making this celebration happen. Would not have happened without them. And most importantly, to Connie for your work that left a legacy which we are all immensely proud of. So thank you very much. And this concludes the formal part of the meeting. So please go ahead and have some food, have some drinks, enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Connie.